Yeah. The event's going to be fun too. You know, I'm pretty stoked for it actually.
Yeah, no, the event's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to our speakers and hearing what they have to say and promoting some real change. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be, it's sort of a dark subject to be talking about child luring, but I think we're going to bring some positivity to that subject. So
Yeah, I do too.
I'm stoked. Yeah.
Well, when you see in the news and everything, everybody's tried what they call awareness, but it's backing up on them pretty fast, and you know, uh, you can only get so much awareness, right? So for everybody on Norm Average here who doesn't know who this is Brendan Brady of Creep Hunters Canada.
Uh,
Brendan has invited me out to host an event with him on March 25th in Vancouver. Say hi, Brendan.
hey,
It's
how's
St.
everybody doing?
Patrick's Day here in Canada, so I wore my green. Uh, he's looking prettier than me, so I got to compliment on that right
uh,
away.
oh. Don't let the tops fool you. I'm wearing pajamas on the bottom, so
Yeah, like that
yeah,
dad in the video.
yeah, right, yeah, yeah.
So, who's all gonna be at the event here?
We're gonna have a sergeant from the counter exploitation unit coming out, and he's just gonna be saying a few words. We're not gonna be getting into any of the particular details involving any of the cases that are in Vancouver, but he is going to come out and say a few words, and so we look forward very much to sharing the stage with him
Awesome.
in that aspect. I know that he has a detective as well, Owen Wood, from the Vancouver Police Department, I believe. He's going to be coming out to also give a statement and share an hour with us. So
Awesome.
it's going to be great, yeah.
Well, I always say police are average, ordinary heroes. My son came home and talked about his buddy there. He went to his house. He goes, "Son, Dad, my friend's dad is a police officer," and I'm like, "Awesome! You get to see that they live normal lives too, right?"
Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah,
You
they
know,
gotta go home every
they're true
day.
superheroes, just like other people out there that are trying their hardest, right? You can't knock down the law when the law is there to protect us.
Exactly, and that, that's the aspect that we have to seek the change that seek the answers to the change that we're looking for, if that makes any sense.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, it does make sense. It totally makes sense. You know, you can only raise a riot so much without actually pointing them in the right direction.
Yeah, there has to be a solution. Otherwise, it's just going to continue to be chaos, right? And the problem that everybody's aware of now won't get solved in that way. At least that's my belief, And a lot of it has to do with education and stuff too. And that's why I'm really supportive of Norm Average and what it stands for and everything.
Thank
Because
you.
yeah, no, for sure, man, 100%. Like what you do as far as trying to educate parents on, this how to be safe online and monitor their children and stuff, and empowering people and all of that is great. That's what we need to bring change to this entire movement. We definitely need somebody that's going to be there for the parents and the families and all that type of stuff, right? It's a big part of it.
Well, it's not the
Uh,
government's job to teach us about government. It's the parents' job. It's always been the parents' job, right from the beginning of government, right? I mean, we formed government, and then, after, in my theories, after the breakdown of the family, we started, stopping to teach our children the right things in arguing with each other. Uh, and we need more parents out there being proactive, being participating, knowing what their kids are interested in and all that.
For sure, and that's awesome that you promote that. One thing that I truly believe as well is that with the ongoing internet luring, is, it's not necessarily that the parents don't want to do that. It's that not all of them would necessarily know how to do that, I believe. I mean, I'm not a parent myself, so I can't really speak from that standpoint. I can just look at how sort of everything is evolving to this point, right?
Well, information is lost in one generation, right? My grandfather knows quite a bit about government, quite a bit about banking, quite a bit about business, and my father lacked to teach me those things, so now I'm 2 generations away from that. And, when you look at a third of Canadian children grow up in poverty, well, how many of those poverty parents are actually, teaching? It's that gray area I keep talking about that gets created, over feelings, not actual laws.
Yeah, right. And I think it's important for people to understand that, and to really understand that they don't have to do a whole lot to become a big part of the change, right? It's just moving the society in a positive direction for the betterment of our children and for everybody involved, right?
Anybody can be a superhero. It starts at home.
Yeah, exactly. That really sums it up really quite nicely, right? So, I'm super excited about the event as well, because we'll actually be able to have something in the communities that's promoting the positive change, for the people that want to support this entire movement in another light, and as well get some education on it too as well, and hear some stories. I know Mothers Against Trafficking Humans is coming out. And I really look forward to hearing what she has to say about it. She's been sort of in her own battle for the last 10 years or so. So it's going to be really interesting to see what she has to say, even from a point of view of making change, because she's made a lot of change herself for her own personal reasons. Yeah, no, I'm super stoked.
10 years of education, 10 years of pushing, 10 years of all of that. Just imagine like a fountain.
Yeah. And when she did that video to promote the event that's on the event page at creephunters.org, Let's Talk Change, that was just so touching and everything. And I can't wait to meet her and hear her words and everything, because they're just going to be so from the heart, To hear somebody that had this situation happen, and the way that she dealt with it, she brought real change and from it, to help protect future generations and stuff. And that's just an amazing accomplishment for anybody to achieve. So I really look forward to hearing what she has to say about what she's gone through and everything.
I'm going to give a plug here for Velvet Martin too. She's in our province in Alberta, and she's been pushing hard and changed some laws as well. I'd like to also ask you, what's the difference between a hunter and a catcher?
A hunter and a catcher?
Yeah.
Well, hunters don't actually catch. The police are the ones that actually do the catching. We just bring our information in and arrange a time and place to meet at the said creep's own discretion, because he will initiate the meet and the time and place. And as soon as we feel that said individual is ready to meet, and we have a certain amount of evidence that we've collected as civilians, then we'll call the non-emergency line, and whoever we happen to get that comes out as an officer will then decide if our information is enough that they can go and talk to the person, or if it's not. So, we put in a lot of work. I know JC and Brenda Hunter are some of Creep Hunters Canada's administration people and legal team. And they fantastic. And they work so hard on this. This is all we do. This is our life. So, there's a lot of work in making sure that the evidence that we are bringing forth is usable and done in a way that is tangible and can help to make real change. So, we're all civilians. We don't work with the police in any way, shape, or form. There's no type of partnership there. But we do make the choice repeatedly to bring in our evidence to them and let them confront the person about it. And if they feel arrest is necessary, then it's at their discretion to do so, based on positively identifying the person and the content that we have. So it's really it's quite a different approach, because we don't necessarily do as many videos and stuff as the public shaming aspect goes. And even when we do, they're usually not in there being publicly shamed. It's more or less to, we're trying to educate the public that the police actually do care a lot about getting these creeps off the street, but that there's a way to do it that they can actually enforce the law with. And then there's a way to do it where, it's not that they're saying that person isn't creepy. They're saying that there's nothing we can use here. There's no, and if there is, then that's more power to those people, right? No matter who they are. But so
I'm glad you're explaining this, because today news comes out, third person charged, SEC, not charged, suing defamation court. It's the wrong way. Like, I got involved in this over the same concept, being run through the dirt because somebody didn't like you, and it's not right. When you have a mass group of people that'll listen to you, like you're a reborn again, whatever. And what you say, all of a sudden they start doing, and there's already a lack of trust in government. There's already a lack of trust in police, but in reality, it's more of a lack of trust in ourselves if we're not following, the guidelines.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's not so much like the police are doing a fantastic job all across Canada getting these guys and guys that are with it, not even on the same areas as the internet as the advocates or the vigilantes, right? So they do a fantastic job at that. And the thing, and this is something that is going to be interesting about the event, is that we want to be able to educate people that if they want change, if they want these creeps off the street and all of that type of stuff, and there's a way to do it where you're actually you have to do it from a policy matter and a Crown Canada matter, right? It has to be the laws that have to change, right?
They're written for a reason.
To deter people from doing this, right? The internet's a very new thing. It's only been around since 1991, right? August. So the laws have to catch up to that, to the extent of how much damage these individuals are doing, right? They're not balanced. There's a lot more damage being done compared to the consequences at the time, right? And that's what we're going to be talking about at the event as well, a little bit.
A little analogy on that. It's like the laws over horse and carriage and car, when the car came out and the horse and carriage came out, and you can hold on to that thought that you can just unplug, but our children, me personally, I grew up, I still have my dad's first laptop he gave me, which was a ThinkPad, and the thing's thicker than a textbook. It's huge.
Right.
And since then, now it's all touchscreen. It's gone so far, so fast, and a lot of parents are frustrated at what their kids are understanding quicker. And you go on YouTube, you can get educated on doing anything really, and it's usually a little kid teaching you. and now like there's look what we're talking on now. Time travel. You're in BC, I'm in Alberta, but they're watching all over the world right now, from Australia to Lahore, Pakistan, to all sorts of different places. Hello, JC. Hello, Brenda Hunter. She laughed at me about the ThinkPad. Oop, I think I lost him there. Okay. Well, everybody have a good one, and that was Brendon Hunter of Creep Hunters Canada. Have a good one. Thank you. Keep strong.